All right, guys, when you guys see this video, it will be Thursday. You have till tomorrow to get your entries for winning this badass VS Racing Turbo polished by Josie at Dieter's Custom Finishing. All you have to do is go on to our online store, lsnasty.com. I got a new online store. It's the first link in the description below, so you can go check that out. We got hats, we got shirts, we got some stickers up there. The hats and shirts count as entries to win this turbo. Every item you purchase counts as an entry to win. So, go over there, check it out. Drawing ends Friday at midnight. So you got all day today, and you got all day tomorrow. Midnight rolls around, drawing closes. Monday we'll reveal the winner. And that's what we got going on here. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video up at TKM Performance. Here we are, the land of horsepower. How'd I do this time? I hate coming up here like this, by the way. I really do. I don't enjoy being like, tell me what you guys think.
Well, I mean, they took the scramble button away from you, right?
Yes.
It looks like they need to take the turbo away from
No,
you.
they
run all motors.
I had him change the scramble button to, instead of boost, it adds timing.
It needs to add fuel.
It does. It looks like the issue was we put updog in the cylinder.
Well, what I heard through the grapevine is that a top fuel hoop seals too good, and it won't.
It'll shove it out the bottom.
Yeah, it won't shoot it out the gasket.
Oh, I can confirm. Where's the gasket?
This has to be some sort of fuse.
I can confirm that under an extremely lean condition, for whatever reason, it went lean.
Well, with the thickness of this copper, and if you do all the calculations, this is like a 50 amp fuse.
This is the craziest thing. This is what I believe to be the craziest thing. Standing there, and I grab the hot side like today, and the back of the hot side is like splattered with aluminum because it went all through here and came flying out the front of the block.
That's what we call it. Went straight to hell is what it did.
Yeah. No, it's pissed. So, all right, the tune-up was like 18 degrees of timing, 3.4 air fuel. And then, as you guys saw in the video, the MSD thing in the corner was blinking, meaning there's a miss. He started missing like, the 60 foot was down a tenth. So the same exact tune-up that went before, when 110 before, put the same exact tune-up in, and I just made the boost ramp taller, right? So it was all in the same exact time, it just had more overall. And it was, the 60 foot was down a tenth. I mean, it went like slow as hell to the 330.
Well, you said that the EGT went to shit and then just
came flying back up.
Something obviously.
So let me ask you this though, ready? From like just from a performance standpoint, it had an aluminum insert in there. Yeah. It got messed up. I think something was going on with this hole previously, because when I pulled the aluminum insert out, I should have brought it up here. It's still on the spark plug. It was like melted all around the tip. We put a steel insert in there. As far as
yeah, we've run aluminum in plenty of them.
But is steel like?
It's not optimal because it takes the way the plug reacts and dissipates the heat from it reacts different. Now, do I think that's what happened?
So I didn't think...
This hole, I mean, you can look here, this hole's already was getting hotter than hell.
Like, this I think was done before this happened.
Right,
so,
this was the pass before.
This was my game plan, and this is, I think, my issue, is my game plan was terrible. This insert did not go in good, okay? And I was concerned that if I pulled the plug out again, it was going to pull the insert out, so I said, all right, I'm just going to leave that plug in all weekend long. So I bet if the pass before, if I pulled the plug out, it might have showed me that something wasn't right.
Where did the, we need a plug to see how far it went down in there.
Oh, it did not go in. It was not, like, that was a shitty insert that went in there.
Well, the plug may have not even been in the chamber. You know what I'm saying? Usually the plug would come out here. The plug could have been back in the threads, just burning like hell. Could have been the miss problem. It was definitely burning like hell. Yeah, I mean, look at the aluminum. You know,
but the pass before, it ran fine. Like, no miss. The MSD stayed green the whole time.
Yeah.
EGTs were perfect.
Yeah. What about fuel pressure?
Fuel pressure is fine. I mean, yeah, fuel pressure was good.
All of this stuff was welded up. You know, seats put in, welded up, and then CNC'd out. So this whole, you know, should have been really strong. I wouldn't think it'd be any weaker. But if the plug was back in the hole, firing and burning, then it's probably what burnt all this up. And then the next pass ended up being this guy.
Did you guys see the in-car?
Yeah.
Yeah, about shit.
As bad as you made it out to be.
Oh no, well the fuel line's done. The fuel line is down to the metal. Like it was almost, because here's the issue. All of these little, like this right here, turned into a flamethrower pointed right at my fuel line.
It's like the Hobo Nationals down there. It's like, if you didn't crash, blow a hitch on fire, then you didn't make a pass.
No, that's the truth.
Well, you did the right thing. You reached up to cut the car off.
Yeah. And then...
That's race car driver number one.
Hey, so I passed my test?
Yeah, I'll let you grab mine. That's race car driver 101.
Shut it off. I had Logan yelling at me over the radio because he thought the other guy was going to come over and hit me. And he's like, pull the chute, because I wasn't going to pull the chute. And I pulled the chute, and then I'm just looking at this dude, and I'm like, I saw everybody like sliding around before. I was like, don't lock it up. Please don't lock it up.
Well, I mean, we're going to have to see what it needs.
But look at the piston. That's what I'm talking about. The piston has no signs of any sort of discomfort. Yeah. It was chilling.
Probably be a case of, you know, having Kevin, you know, go over the data. We'll get everything apart. We'll check all this out. You know, just sort of just have to dive in and sort of diagnose it as you go. And I mean,
would you maybe retire this head?
For this motor, yeah.
What I'm thinking, hear me out. We do a graveyard build. We bring the LSR block back up here and slap these heads on it.
Where are you gonna put it in? Eddie Murphy?
Maybe. No, I said I'm gonna put it together and just absolutely bone someone when I sell it.
You have to change it to Boomerang now.
Yeah. No, it's.
Can you get some more mass LS7?
I'm currently I prefer to run dart heads if I had the choice. So I think what we're talking about is a set of solid dart Pro 1s. Solid?
We can make them solid.
I definitely want to, like, my heads from my other block, can we fill them? Because I definitely want to. I mean, technically we could. I got some badass.
Maybe you can get it back together.
Technically speaking, yeah.
You don't need that.
You're also correct. What is this?
Stick shift car.
Is it really?
Pro Shark.
You can win a hub dyno experience up here at T-Cam. What do you have to do to win?
Buy some merch.
Oh, look at that.
Steel insert. Well, I wonder if the plug just wasn't coming through very much at all.
It's actually good that the steel insert stays back because we didn't want it to hang out. And
look at the other side.
The steel insert is not installed 100% of the way. Maybe 95% of the way.
Yeah, you're a quarter-inch shy.
Why would you, Dustin just fixed these, why would you do this?
Well, Dustin, I grabbed it's not the scramble button anymore, it's the timing button.
I don't know what
I told him he needs to add fuel.
I need a button to add fuel, yeah.
Scramble button, fuel button.
I told him we'd take the turbo away from him. He's in
I'm back to NA. I'm gonna have to try really hard to torch ahead NA.
We gotta take something away from you.
You think so? I hate coming up here like this.
Well,
the issue, Dustin, is there was a lot of updog in the cylinder. Updog. You know what updog is?
everything that calls that.
No, that's not quite updog. I don't know. But the block, I mean, the sleeve held up pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, that don't really look too bad. I mean, we'll disassemble it, clean everything, and then they can measure that. They may pop that sleeve out, weld that deck up a little bit, and then go back and reprofile it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
We'll see.
You know, we'll measure the piston.
What bothers me the most is I literally said, I was like, and everyone in the LS Nasty camp was in agreement that were like, all right, let's just take it slow. Like when we ran Shannon, like I knew I didn't have a tune-up to outrun them, but I was like, whatever, I'm not going to turn it up and just like tear some stuff up. I'm going to take it slow and not breaking, and I'm just going to test all week this week. And we were following plan, turned it up gradual, no crazy ramps, no crazy tunes, air fuel was good, and then pow. I think retire these, maybe put them in the damn graveyard engine, and we'll run some. I'd prefer to run dart heads, to be honest with you. Those are badass. I got a badass set of T&D rockers for them. So.
Yeah, I figure that's what we'll do. We'll knock this sleeve out. They'll probably weld this up, come in here, reprofile it, Make sure the sleeve is fine. If not, we'll put another sleeve in it.
We'll put the deck bridge on.
Yeah, we'll check it.
You know, make sure it can clean up with any power too.
And then disassemble everything, wash it.
We'll find out tomorrow.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Well, we're going to the House of Hook in 2 weeks. So.
Well, you might need to use a major.
I might need to use those heads. We'll find out.
I don't think this will be a problem at all.
No, y'all have this under control.
What about the car? What all did burn up on the car?
My toes. No, they're good.
Oh.
I was wearing the boots. I actually felt spontaneous combustion on my feet.
So for a moment, you knew how this head felt.
Yes, I was combusting.
Can we get rid of the gray silicone?
Oh my God.
What? What is?
It's like
it's insurance.
It's like digging off concrete. Look at right here. Oh my God.
What is wrong with it?
We'll bust this sidewalk up. Let us know.
Okay, I'll tell you what. When I go to work on these, I'm gonna let you scrape it all off.
Yeah, you noticed they didn't scrape.
No, I started to. I took a giant pry bar, and I had a giant pry bar. I scratched a little bit of it off, and I said, nah.
We'll send it to Dustin.
Yeah, Dusty's got it.
Shout out to my sponsor Permatex for that.
Yeah, thanks Permatex. Big supply of this stuff. That's what I needed.
Do they got any that's a little more pliable? It's not quite concrete.
Do you want I have like every flavor of
How about
Permatex.
razor blade friendly? Do they got any?
No. Listen, I'm all about
surface at all.
I'm all about the seal, to be honest with you.
Oh, yeah, we can check
No boost leaks here.
none.
A gasket.
For a little bit there was.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I mean, I'll send y'all the tune so Kevin can take a look at the tune. But I mean, it was conservative.
That's past us.
Yeah, it was.
That's his department.
Yeah, but obviously, what was going on in the 7 other holes was fine.
Well, why did the MSD start missing?
The light indicates that there's like a misfire, like something's not ideal.
Well, then that's all tune related, not mechanical.
Well, the misfire isn't tune related.
It's from the tune, right? I mean, our machine work.
Oh no, it has nothing to do with machine work. Doesn't cause a misfire. There's something. It was either like
y'all replace the plug wires.
I put bigger plug wires on there.
Yeah.
It could be like I mean, honestly, it could be like a pinched wire or something, a bad ground, something that's causing that. Yeah. But it made the pass before it had no misses.
My question is, can the MSD, is the MSD just picking up itself misfiring, or can it detect if it's misfiring from something else like fuel issue?
So like in the log, I pulled up like what the injector was commanded to do, and that injector was doing what all of the other injectors were doing. The air fuel was targeted within 1%. The tune was with 1% of target. And it was adding 1% of fuel. I'm sorry, it was pulling 1%. It was -1. So the tune-up was right where we wanted it. But all the to my knowledge, I can't speak on behalf of MSD, to my knowledge, it flashes when it indicates that something's not happening when it's like requested. So, and it's not, I mean, it's not, so I look at it and I was like, maybe I should step off the throttle. It's there.
That's kind of what I thought in the video when I seen it flash.
You're like, maybe you should stop.
That's a good time to stop.
Yeah, we put it somewhere where I can't see it.
You're halfway through a run at that point.
To be completely honest with you, if it's missing and I'm in a race, I'm probably just gonna hang it out and hope it holds on.
You did.
Yeah, I mean, I got the wind light.
I'll give you that.
So far, when I run Carolina no time races, I'm like, I'm batting 100%.
You know what? They burnt up. They win.
To be completely honest with you, I think there's another underlying factor why that occurred. It could have been something with the spark plug being in there funny. Now, what happens if the spark plug's not?
That's pretty much. You see where this is laid over and melted right here? Because that insert didn't bottom all the way out.
The plug was sitting deeper in the hole?
It was sitting deeper, so it draws all the heat down into this area. So what you end up with here, and that's all detonation.
Well, this is what I'm saying. This is one pass, and then this was the next pass.
Yeah, I mean, this thing was detonating.
So, yeah. I mean, that's kind of like where I am too. And we didn't pull the plug. I bet, like looking back now, if we pulled that plug after that first run against Shannon where it hung in, I bet if we pulled it out, it wouldn't look the best because something, when we pulled the plug out that had the insert, like The insert was sticking out further than the plug was. Like the insert got shoved into the hole more. I don't know how. But the insert...
Because it went in and CNC cut it.
Well, it's got a shoulder.
So it shouldn't be able to go in more.
That insert actually has a shoulder at the top. So it goes down to the step, and that's it. It follows that way.
Well, the insert was melted.
Yeah.
So that's what
That's what leads me to something, you know, air fuel wise being upset in the cylinder, because you get to that point where that insert starts to melt. You're talking about some detonation type stuff.
And the plug didn't look the best, but the plug before where nothing melted looked absolutely fine. And that plug didn't look good, but it had the melted aluminum around it from the insert, and I was like, well, it's not going to be able to give you a real accurate reading because the shit's all over it. So, is that, you got it right?
Yeah. So, I mean, it was cut back flush.
Do you have a picture of the insert on the plug? Did I send it to you? I think I got it on my phone.
Showed it to us.
Yeah, I never saw that.
Yeah, it's...
So this insert here, I'm assuming it wasn't a time cert.
That was just a steel one, y'all.
Yeah, it was from Jason Harris's trailer, so it was for a nitrous guy. You know how those nitrous guys are.
And it pretty much looked like it was just get it in as far as it would go.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
Well, I feel like if you didn't crash, or if you didn't blow something up, or
honestly,
catch on fire at that race, then you just wasn't doing nothing.
Yeah. Like, I'm not even...
We got another customer that totaled this car.
Yeah. Like, in the big picture, for how bad this could have been with the fuel line getting burnt and everything, or like, I feel like if I went down and through, the other guy next to me kind of lost control on the big end. I always take the first turn off. He probably would have smoked me. This is, I mean, the car's in one piece, I'm in one piece.
When you torch ahead, I mean, this is, and we've seen this go real bad.
Yeah.
You know, it's shooting it straight at the firewall.
Yeah.
Obviously, the in-car shows it. It's getting there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if there was any reason for that thing to continue to ignite and, you know, send flame, we know what happens in that situation. Somebody else has already shown us that. So that's like the worst place you can.
What about the wiring on the inside of the firewall? Is there any wiring right there?
Oh, I mean, like a lot of the harness is singed.
I seen some stuff like after the fire went away, it was still glowing red.
Yeah. No, it was...
I mean, y'all gonna have to pull that wire out.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna go over... So what we're doing is we're doing everything top to bottom. The injectors are already on their way back to Build Atomizer to be looked at. The wiring harness is getting run through whether I'm gonna replace it or not. I mean, we're gonna look at it. The loom on the outsides, that HOLLEY loom, is like singed and missing in some places. So we're gonna address all of that because the last thing I want to do is put it back together and have the same thing happen.
Make sure you don't have any gremlins hiding in there.
Yeah, we're gonna change some fuel lines, try to move.
Yeah, away from the head.
Yeah, and it is away from the head.
This car done that one time in Florida. It popped. They got a head gasket where it chopped the fuel line right in half, all on fire.
And honestly, like if that happened as far out there as I was going, I mean, I still went a 470, and I mean it let out like 300 feet. I'm in no man's land out there. All right, so we took it in here to cylinder head room. Oh, I said cylinder head room. We're in the engine assembly room, as you can see. We got Mark here. This is Sammy's spot. Typical Sammy, not doing anything.
Perfect.
Keep it up. Mark has some experience with the cylinder head department. We're at the racetrack and we were just doing what we can to make another pass. And we think some of those decisions that we made might have led us to where we are now. So Mark, take it away. Tell us, and obviously everything we set up to this point is speculation because no one was in the cylinder to really know what's going on. We use the data that we have to kind of try to get an idea. But Mark, take us away here.
All right, so going through the events of the weekend, this cylinder had a thread insert in the head that was aluminum, and during a plug change, the insert removed from the cylinder head with the plug.
Mm-hmm.
So the insert was replaced with a steel thread insert,
which was actually much shorter, which is one thing that we did notice when we had it on the plug. It was that insert in there is definitely shorter than the other one.
All right, so when the aluminum plug insert was in this head and the plug was in it, the threads on the spark plug was completely surrounded. And the plug is encompassed, so all the heat could be pulled out of the spark plug. When the steel plug was put in, and it was shorter, the plug was installed, and if you can look down in here, you can see that there's a gap around the end of this spark plug. This is not a good situation because when this thing gets hot, and it will, there's nothing to pull the heat out of. So when this thing gets to glowing, it's basically works like a glow plug.
As soon as fuel's in there.
Fuel in there, and it's firing. So this is what happened to this head, I believe, what caused it to torch, was actually the air gap around the spark.
And it was definitely misfiring. The MSD has a little light on it, and it was indicating that something was going on that wasn't requested at that time. All the other plugs and everything looked good. So not so much that the steel insert was the death of it, but it was really just kind of like the perfect storm. You know, the steel insert not in there all the way. When we installed the steel insert, it didn't go in quite that happy, so it was sticking out even further than it should. And then, like you said, all that heat. I guess the whole point of the spark plug and everything working together is to get the heat out of the spark plug.
Correct. You don't want any threads on your spark plug sticking into the combustion chamber.
Okay.
And this all needs to be in contact with aluminum to pull the heat out of the plug.
I mean, essentially what it's doing, once it turns glowing red, it's like having too much timing. Because pre-ignition, all this sort of stuff, your burn starts early, and it continues through the whole cycle.
Yep.
And it just gets so much heat, and I mean, obviously it's going to go somewhere.
But when you're at the track and that you do what you got to do to go another round, so that's what you guys did with that steel insert.
Yeah.
I mean, that's racing.
And I would say my decision to not remove the plug for the rest of the weekend probably wasn't the smartest idea, because we might have been able to pull it out and seen it started doing
You might
this.
have seen you had a problem. Yes.
But if we're going to do it,
I promise you, every racer that was at that track that hasn't been to the track in 2 months would have done absolutely exactly the same thing that you did.
yeah, I was going to make another pass.
Insert's the insert, jam it in there, put a plug in it, and hit the track.
I mean, the Camaro, I heard it knocking when I fired it up. We're going.
The problem is, you probably wouldn't have been able to fix that at the track.
No. We knew as soon as that insert came out that we were going to have to take this head off and bring it up here. I didn't know it would be in this condition, but I mean, it is what it is.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
And then now you can cut and then just film right here, so we fixed it already.
Oh, where is... I do have a set of dart heads here that I actually got from you, and they would, I believe would they work with that piston? They're very similar in valve angle. These were the world record heads.
They might be the loaner head.
And as you can see, there's not missing pieces of it, and they're not burnt up, and they're intact.
Also O-rings, so we don't have to slobber the gray silicone.
Is that a shot at someone? Are you yelling at us?
No, just...
We got to keep Dustin busy.
Now we can pull this plug out and we can put it in here, and you'll see what he's talking about, where this one has the gap. See here.
Yeah, you can see how it's... So essentially, when there's fire going on in there, it's going down through the threads until it hits the insert.
Going downtown.
Going downtown. That's not good. There's
That's a wooden cam, by the way. Wooden.
There's the spark plug properly installed. As you can see, you can't see the threads. Quite a big difference from what we had going on. And that right there will make it a lot harder to blow the back out of your cylinder head.
I think that's the definition of muffin cap peeled back.
That is the peeled back
this
muffin
is the
cap.
blue part here.
Yeah.
This is well done muffin here.
Yeah, that's... God, it's all funny now. When my feet were spontaneously combusting, I was like, what the hell is going on
You
here?
didn't have Logan's flip-flops.
I know.
If you understand, you know.